So let's talk about An Evening With at the beginning of the year. How did that actually come about?
I didn't really want to do a tour at first. When the idea came up, I was like, I'm not too sure about this because I'm not a public speaker. So it was the message that I wanted to get across. You know, I get thousands of messages a month through my social media, mainly from youngsters, our future generation coming through, who are inspired, who look at me as an inspiration, as a role model. And the question that I get asked often is about mindset. You know, and how did you get through this moment? How did you do this? How did you, manage to cope in this scenario? And when the tour idea did come up, I thought, do you know what? This is my time to get that message out to the masses. Rather than replying, which I could never do to each message, I thought, do you know what? Let's do this tour because there's an important message I want to deliver on mindset and on positivity. And this is the way that I can do it collectively and get the message around to the country and answer those questions that I cannot answer on social media. There were people there from all walks of life, from people who were in World War II, down to 8 to 10-year-old children in the audience. So very, very sort of unique talk and very unique audience. So I reached out to all the ages really.
So how did you write that? Did you know what you were going to do from that?
Do you know what? I sort of just went along with it. I didn't write it out, script it too much. I just went through my sort of my career in chronological order. You know, when I was a youngster, and then maybe I'd fire back to an experience that I had that I overcame, that people could relate to. What I wanted to do is sort of give a message that people can either sit there and think, oh, I've been through that, or I'm there now. Or they might find themselves there in 2-3 years' time and go, that's what Ant was talking about. And I wanted them to go away feeling positive, inspired, and something relatable. You know, I want them to realise that I'm just like you guys, but I just happen to be take a different route. But it doesn't mean I'm any different to you guys. I just think differently. Therefore, it allows me to push through certain boundaries and push myself beyond what I'm capable of. So that was the message I was trying to get across, and it did happen due to the first tour. Inspired, boom, a second tour was born out of it.
Were you nervous about it? Because when the first location was there, I think it was Glasgow was your first location, I texted you afterwards and you said you smashed it. Were you nervous about it? Did it come across the way that you wanted it to?
The first one, I really stuck to the script as such. I really stuck to key points. Right, this is the start of the sentence. This is where I finish that part of the talk, and then there's a key note or key word that will start the second half or the second chapter, whatever it may be. So I very much stuck to that. But as it went on more and more, I could elaborate, and then I could think I can elaborate on this and not get lost in it and go back to where I needed to be. Where at first it was very sort of regimented, it was very keywords, hit the key notes, move on. So I did smash it in a way that I wanted to get my point across. But as the tours went on, as the dates continued, it became more and more natural.
So how many overall nights was there? What was the first section? I know that you extended it for another a few nights, but how many was it in total, do you know?
Yeah, I've done 29 events in 36 days. Wow. Around the UK. So I literally just bounced back to back to back to back. It was literally, my routine was travel to the hotel, check in the hotel, get ready, go out, talk, go back to the hotel, sleep, travel to the next location, hotel. I normally hit the gym or something before the show, talk, and then sleep, and then travel. So it was a repetition of a routine for those 36 days.
And your confidence grew every time?
Every single time, Steve. My confidence just went, and it wasn't so much the confidence, it was just repeat it until you're saying it in your sleep. Mm-hmm. So it was there was a lot of hard work put into it, but I found that the more you went on, the easier it became. And then the more you got used to people, you could play to the crowds, you could be storytell, you could be a bit of a comedian. It really depended on the crowd.